Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're all doing great. First off, the sound fixes are a big one. A lot of players were complaining about how certain fire effects sounded completely off, like a distorted or crackling noise that totally broke immersion whenever you were near flames. That's been sorted out now. The audio sounds clean, natural, and way more balanced. You can actually hear the environmental ambience again instead of being distracted by weird distortion. It's one of those subtle improvements that you don't realize how much it matters until it's gone. But now that it's fixed, it makes the game feel much more polished. Another frustrating issue that got fixed had to do with your progress resetting when switching between the single player campaign and multiplayer mode. People were losing skills, relics, and collectibles after heading into a multiplayer lobby and then coming back to their solo adventure. That kind of bug can really mess with motivation, especially when you've spent hours unlocking everything. Thankfully, that's been completely resolved, so your save data stays intact and your upgrades are safe no matter what mode you hop into. It's a relief because Tomb Raider's progression system is one of the most rewarding parts of the game. Watching Lara evolve as a survivor shouldn't be interrupted by random save hiccups. There's also a fix for players who got kicked out of matches due to inactivity and couldn't reconnect afterward. Now, if you step away for a bit or lose connection, you can jump right back into the action without having to restart the whole lobby. It's a small quality of life update, but for those still enjoying the multiplayer side of Tomb Raider, it's a solid improvement. It's nice to see Asper paying attention to those details, especially since multiplayer in these remastered versions doesn't always get much love. Now, the performance upgrades are honestly where this patch shines the most. Several parts of the game that were previously choppy or had frame drops have been noticeably improved. The Mountain Temple area, for example, used to have a bit of slowdown with all the lighting, fire, and particle effects. But now it feels smoother and more consistent. You can actually appreciate the detail in the environment without your frame rate dipping all over the place. The same goes for the research base section, which is another spot that used to stutter when things got busy on screen. It runs cleaner now, and it makes exploration much more enjoyable. There's even a performance boost after that early sequence with the wolves in Amelia's camp. Remember that part where you get that intense QTE moment and then the game used to lag a bit right afterward? That transition now feels seamless. The pacing of the story moments flows better, and it just feels more polished overall. It's one of those things where you can tell Aspyr went back, analyzed the game's performance data, and made specific adjustments to the heaviest spots, rather than just claiming general performance improvements like most updates do. And honestly, this is exactly the kind of support players were hoping for after the game launched. When Tomb Raider Definitive Edition first arrived on the Switch platforms, it was impressive to see such a big cinematic experience running on portable hardware. But it wasn't without flaws. A few graphical hiccups, sound bugs, and random drops in frame rate took away from the otherwise immersive experience. With this new patch, it feels closer to what it should have been from the start. A properly optimized version that really honors the original game while fitting perfectly on Nintendo's consoles. It's also kind of cool to see how much difference small refinements can make. Even though this isn't a massive overhaul or a new content drop, these kinds of fixes breathe new life into a game that so many players already know and love. It makes revisiting Yamatai worth it, whether you're replaying for nostalgia or experiencing it for the first time on the Switch too. Everything just feels smoother, cleaner, and more stable, which is exactly what you want from a patch like this. Asper seems to be really dialing in their post-launch support, and this update proves they're committed to making the game as solid as possible on both the original Switch and the new Switch 2 hardware. So if you haven't updated yet, go ahead and do it. You'll definitely notice the difference. The audio is sharper, the gameplay feels smoother, and the annoying little glitches that used to pop up here and there are finally gone. It's a small but meaningful step forward for one of the most iconic adventures in gaming history, and it's awesome to see Lara's journey continuing to get the attention it deserves on modern platforms.